Hello. Hi, everybody. We are the
Hello
Jedi Archives.
there.
We review comic books and whatever is most recent and fun, especially Disney Plus stuff. And today we're going to review a couple episodes of The Visions. But if you're new to the show, introductions are in order. My name's John. The guy next to me's name is
I'm
Mike.
Obi Mike.
And I'm Bryce.
Right. All right. So we're gonna just review the first 3 episodes of Visions. We usually do an after show of all the shows that come out, but because these all released at once, we can't really do an after show of all. Was it not 8 or 9 at once? So we're just gonna do them in little blocks.
There's 9
Today
episodes.
First 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I'm wearing my Visions pin that I got in Japan.
Very cool.
There. Celebration Japan.
I went to the
And
Visions panel.
we did get the Visions comic. I went to the Visions panel too.
Yeah, that was really fun when we went. It was one of the few panels where it was mostly Japanese, which was kind of, I thought most of the panels would be Japanese. That was one of the few that was actually a lot of Japanese in it. And so that was a really cool panel. And they talked
It was
a lot
all
about
Japanese.
well, like 90% of it, but yeah. It was very cool. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of sneak peeks of what we're about to talk about.
A lot of sneak peeks. Yep. So let's start with episode 1. It's called The Duel Payback. And The Duel Payback, the little blurb from Disney Plus says it's with the help of some unexpected allies, the Ronin faces off against his greatest foe, a twisted Jedi known as the Grand Master who is bent on revenge. Now, this one is a sequel by director Takanobu Mizuno with Kamikaze Douga plus Anima, and they follow up The Duel from season 1 with this sequel. And it was followed up previously by this comic issue of Visions, which also has the Ronin and his little trusty sidekick, the droid.
Was his name? R5, I think was his name?
He's called the droid.
Is it? I think
No, he's got a designation. I believe it's R5. Is that R5?
Well, this says the Ronin and the droid. And this is directed by Takanobu Mizuno. The Duel, the playback, sees the Ronin face off against his greatest foe, a twisted and revenge-driven Jedi known as the Grandmaster.
R5D56. So he calls him R5 for short. Yeah, the first one they released was that 3 years ago, 4 years ago at this point.
Yeah,
I
think it's 4 years ago.
Ended up being the most popular of the series, the Ronin. I mean, it kind of blew everyone's mind when it came out. Nobody was quite expecting, and then the twist at the end when he had his own red lightsaber, that was pretty cool too. So this is the one that a lot of people wanted to see a sequel of, and they right off the back it was the first one. So it was really cool that they did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool to see a Sith hunting former Sith, which is pretty cool. And of course, these are not canon, so they can explore these non-canon topics. So it's nice to see that. So in this one, Mizuno's team landed on a Jedi villain, which is also non-canon. And we see this flashback to where the Ronin had battled this Jedi, and he messed him up pretty bad. Chopped him up, he sliced and diced him, and cut off his legs. But he didn't kill him because the Ronin's not a Sith anymore. He's a former Sith, so he left him alive. But that left this Jedi with a lot of.
I think at the time of that duel, though, he was a Sith.
I guess that is a good point. I wasn't really sure if that was clarified or not because
I don't like the way the flashback happened, like because he had a cloak and he seemed.
What is a Sith? Like technically now you could still be a Sith, just not with super evil intentions, I guess. But yeah, so it's really interesting where that would land. I have to shut my door. My dog has a squeaky toy.
Yeah, well, he may have been a Sith, but his morality is not like the way we think of the Sith, like pure evil, because he didn't kill him. Yeah, And even Mizuno's team did say specifically that the Ronin now is not a Sith. He's a former Sith. He
Yeah, I
was
don't think he's seeking
hunting.
power, so I think that's kind of what we would probably
Mhm.
guess it defines as a Sith.
Yeah.
But does want to murder people. He wants to kill others. So
Well,
it's,
yeah, he's trying. You kind of get the feeling that he's trying to find balance, right? Because he mentions, like the balance between the light and the dark.
Right. Right. And then Mizuno's team was aware that George Lucas cited the works of Japanese director Akira Kurosawa as an inspiration for Star Wars. And with this, they also wanted to draw out the existing Kurosawa influence from the setting. So they kept Kurosawa's Yojimbo top of mind for the first shot. And they were pouring out all their gratitude for George Lucas for his creation of A New Hope. So this sequel draws more from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars Return of the Jedi. And that's why they had the location for the Ronin's battles on the snowy mountains, which are reminiscent of Hoth, and also on top of the artificial island scenes that were inspired by the Battle of Endor. And we also had Ewoks, which is pretty cool because I love the Ewoks.
well, yeah. I mean,
Well, and you could tell a lot of the sounds and stuff were pulled from those movies as well.
And how about the bar? The bar, the location of the bar. It was the upside down AT-AT,
I don't know
right?
what an edit is.
It's an AT-AT.
I don't know what that is.
Because even in the video that you play on StarWars.com, they call it an AT-AT. So maybe you should go watch StarWars.com and listen to that video where they call it an AT-AT.
So there's an upside down walker. I remember that.
Yeah, it's an AT-AT.
No. I do want to go back to what Bryce said. The audio was just maybe the best part of the story. Actually, they did a great job with the audio on it. It just the sounds, the music, it all sounded really, really great. Wasn't distracting. Like the art, some people find they love the art. It can be a little distracting, a little messy. It was intentional, obviously, but the audio, the audio was really the home run for me on this. I really loved it.
Oh, speaking of the art, though, the animation, didn't you love the way that when the big bad shows up? I mean that Jedi, and he starts fighting. He just kind of like does flashes, and he
Oh yeah, almost like he teleports or something.
Like he teleports.
Yeah, well,
did you know
he's not really human anymore?
Right, but did you know that the way they did that is they had actual samurai warriors? They filmed them and superimposed the animation on top of them to create those scenes. I read that that's what they did to do that. So it was called the Grandmaster's overwhelming speed and strength. Where it's called a ghosting effect. It was a replica of an image that was superimposed on top of itself, then layered on top of a realistic fighting choreography, where they brought in real sword masters, and the choreographers were doing the choreography. Actual people did that choreography of those fight scenes, and they superimposed the animation on top of that. So I thought that was pretty cool that they went to all that extreme to have.
They did that in the Clone Wars with the
Ahsoka and Maul, right?
So it'd be cool to see makings out, see how that looks. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, I like when they take that extra step for animation.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
What did you guys think of the actual story of this?
I like the story. It was it kept my attention. It was interesting. It was a little bit mysterious too when they brought because first he was there fighting that Sith, right? The Twi'lek Sith warrior, Annie San, right? And she's also an homage to the female samurai warriors known as Musha from the Japanese culture. So that was pretty cool that he was there fighting her, and that's when the big bad showed up. So I like that a lot. And It
was definitely a cool twist, yeah. Especially because they come down in Republic gunships. So you think they're all good guys, the Jedi, and really they're just not.
Yeah, and that's
at
the one
all.
thing, because we had similarities with like the original trilogy, but yet those gunships were straight from Clone Wars.
Well,
Yeah.
the shield and the sound from the shield, as the thing I think I remember, was all from the
Oh,
Phantom
Naboo.
Menace too. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Sound. I was like, oh, I love that sound. It sounds so cool. So
Yeah. So to share a lot of those Easter eggs and like behind the scenes, I do have from the StarWars.com. If we can share the screen now, John, I can go through some of those. We have here, if you can see that, they pulled a panel. These Easter eggs in the sequel from the duel include a Gonk droid that was serving Odin stew and sake.
yeah, it was a Jeek for him.
Yeah, right
Driving
here.
around with little cannons.
Cool. And we also had a Yamri alien, which is like a that insectoid creature from A New Hope in the background of the cantina from Star Wars: A New Hope,
Yeah.
and a
Mhm.
modified mouse droid that helps Oyabun Kidama get around. He's inside that mouse droid, which is pretty cool. All of those things are pulled from little Easter eggs, and
No, I mean we said it earlier, but the Ewoks were just fantastic. I
oh, I
mean,
love the Ewoks. Yeah, love that. Love
I
that
mean
little
they
terror
really,
murder bears.
yeah, it was just like Return of the Jedi. One of the best things Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
Guys help
Hmm.
over, and you see some of them die, and you're just as sad this time too.
Yeah,
Recharge. But
they're
yeah,
there. Look at them. They're so cute.
yeah.
They look like furry little hamsters. And then there are only three panels, I believe, for sharing. This is the second panel, a real world locations that provided ample inspiration from the onsen hot springs of northern Japan that inspired the Bacta Springs. And these are from the directors. That's where he grew up. So he was using
Mhm.
those locations for inspiration. The floating Kawayuka terraces in Kyoto that helped define the look of the gambling den also inspired this episode. And also the Twi'lek Sith warrior Annie San, as I mentioned earlier, homage to the female samurai warriors known as the Onamusha. Oh,
And
can we?
Talon.
Yes, and Talon. And can we talk about her lightsabers? I mean,
They're like toothpicks. I mean,
but
they're
how
Yeah.
many did she have?
Yeah, but we saw that before in a different. Wasn't it the
Yeah,
first?
yeah, that's
The
true. The
first.
umbrella. Hmm.
Yeah, that was in the first one with Ronan in the first season.
It was, but it's just so
it,
funny to see that.
it,
Just
it
like,
shows how powerful the Grand Master is because when she pulls that out, his one lightsaber's taking them all on.
yeah,
Yeah.
It really shows his skill and power.
he is super powerful. So yeah, those are the three Easter egg trivia panels that you can visit on StarWars.com.
Yeah. The one thing I did find a little disappointing was that again another Star Wars character gets stabbed in the gut, and really there's no consequences at all. I don't
Which
know
one?
why he gets stabbed. The
Ronan.
Ronan,
Oh, Ronan.
right in the
Yeah.
stomach, and he's just like, next. And it's just like, wow, they're really pushing that agenda. That's just a little thing I noticed. I don't know why they keep bringing that up, but other than that, I found it very entertaining. Like you
Yeah.
said, it's probably going to be everyone's favorite from this round again. I haven't watched them all. Like I said, we're only doing the first three, but it was very good, very entertaining. I like how it ended. How it's kind of like it's still open. And he's like, the truce is off, and they just start fighting again, and then just kind of pans away. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah. All right. You want to stop sharing?
No, don't want to stop sharing.
Awesome.
You guys, we see what next one.
So you want to rate this issue, this episode? What did you guys think?
Issue.
I mean, as closest to 5 as you can get. It's just that one's the stomach thing is backs it off. So whatever fraction we have, that's what's going to be a down. If you want to do 4.9 or 4.5, whatever. But I thought it was great, just stabbing the stomach and not being an issue. I wish you would have, like, if they stabbed him, he would have passed out or something. Then the Bears would have worked on him. Other than that, I found it fantastic.
Yeah.
It was, I think, the longest
I
one,
agree.
too, right? And it's 23 minutes, I think. I think the longest one.
Yeah, that one was 23.
Yeah.
Because the next one,
It was like
was it Songbird or whatever I can't remember the title.
Yeah, it's
It's
called
only like
Song of
11
Four
minutes.
Wings. Song of Four Wings.
Thank you.
Yeah. I agree.
And then
I give it a
followed up
4.9.
by the Ninth Jedi.
4.9. As close to 5 holocrons as you can get.
without getting it. We don't hand that out easily anymore.
No. I'm being seduced by the dark side, Jonathan.
There's a lot of dark side in this episode. There's 3 dark sides in this episode.
Yeah. Bryce?
I'm giving it a 5 because I'm just going to be a contrarian and just.
I mean,
what's the difference? What's the difference between 4.9 and 5?
Yeah, it's going to be
0.1. All right.
So that one we all loved.
Yeah, we did love it. We did love it.
That was expected. Now, see, I
Yeah.
want to get on to these other ones that you weren't really expecting. What brand new stories, kind of like, oh, what's going on here? And it's they're entertaining as well.
Yeah, episode number 2 is called The Song of Four Wings. And this one's a brand new episode, has new characters. It's not a sequel of anything. So that was nice. So they followed up the first episode, which was familiar for us, with something new. So it's a princess turned rebel, protects a child from the might of the Empire on a snowbound planet. So it was an interesting story. In Studio Q's The Song of Four Wings, the action unfolds on a snowy planet in a remote corner of the galaxy far, far away. And the band of rebels is led by our heroine warrior Crane, and they're battling imperial forces when the story begins. And this is by director Hiroyasu Kobayashi, who took inspiration for the dramatic setting of this wild adventure from the snow country region of Japan, where he grew up. And the illustrator is Shinya Mizuno, and she was recruited to bring the character designs to life with a sense of cuteness, which there's a lot of cuteness in here, and relatability, such as Crane, the warrior princess. So, and this pays a lot of homage to a lot of heroines in Star Wars. How many of them did you guys pick up?
I mean, it just feels like I was like the princess. I'm like, that just seems like a lot of Star Wars heroines, the princess. So, and then was that actually Akbar she was talking to, or is this?
I don't know if it was Akbar, but it definitely Mon Calamari.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Yeah. Well, there were homages to the goggles that Rey wears, right? Leia's iconic blaster from A New Hope, and some other things. Which, when we get to the end, we share all the stuff from StarWars.com, because they have a lot of trivia slides that we'll be sharing. I'll pull those up. But her name was Crane, and I thought that was interesting because in Japan, they have, in the Japanese culture, they have the 1,000 cranes will grant you a wish. So when I was a child, I was really into origami, and so I learned about the 1,000 cranes, that if you had something you really wanted, like let's say that somebody was sick and you wanted them to get well, you could say, I'll fold these 1,000 cranes so that somebody will get well. You would fold these 1,000 origami cranes, and when you finish folding them all, then it would bring health to that person, or something like that. Anything that you had to wish for. And so this character, her princess name is Crane, the warrior princess. And then the crane shows up in the episode. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And that's the origami crane. So it's an easy origami to fold. You can fold it quite quickly. So I like that a lot.
Did you fold one for the show?
I sure can.
No, did you? You don't have time to fold one.
I can do it right now as we're talking. I'll fold one.
It was definitely short, which I liked. It was short and sweet.
It was sweet.
It was maybe, I know it was intent, like you said, they brought someone in to make it cutesy.
Yeah.
But for my liking, it was maybe a little too cutesy. But I mean, everyone each their own. But for me, it definitely was a little too cutesy.
But I think for kids, John, like kids watching, I think kids would like it.
Yeah, I don't know how many kids are watching Visions though, so I think it's definitely more of an adult thing. But I'm sure there are some kids watching it. But yeah,
I think adults that like Star Wars that have kids can
yeah.
share this. Oh, Bryce, did you share this with your daughter, with Sophia? Or
S-
Bryce?
Sorry, she was. Sorry, we've been trying to get her to go to bed for 2 hours.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like parents of Star Wars parents who have kids probably would like sharing something like this with their kids.
Oh, the
Yeah.
origami stuff.
No, these episodes,
Or,
like these
oh
cute
yeah.
episodes.
No, we usually sit down and watch these together.
Yeah, see,
I,
so I think it's appropriate for
you
kids.
definitely see how this one would be like a kid's favorite over like the Ronin one.
I think kids would like it. Yeah.
But like the kids like the Jedi Adventures more than the Clone Wars because the Jedi Adventures is aimed for kids, so
Yeah.
not adults.
Uh. Oh, and the other cute thing about her astromech Tortu, he plays he plays the EDM adventure playlist, right? He plays cassettes, right, or little tapes.
Yeah, it was very. It was also based around music a lot too. Thanks for
Yes.
because that was definitely. I mean, she says it right off the back as something important to her because he's the only one that can play my music, and so it's definitely it's a sub theme of the show, of the episode. So it's very cool that they brought that in. Then when all the action happens, it's definitely an upbeat Star Wars type audio music. Then the thing that definitely brought this to me, the Japanese side, is when she pretty much goes full Gundam.
Oh yeah.
That was definitely came out of left field. I can appreciate the creativity, but to me, it's not very Star Wars, but still very out there and unique. But that's what Visions is supposed to be, kind of out there and unique. Yeah, so it was okay. I mean, I liked her little. What was the little rabbit's name again? Whatever.
Tortu was the droid.
Not the droid, the little
Oh,
rabbit.
whoop ass.
Whoop ass.
Well, it's whoopas. Whoopas, but I called him whoop ass. It was
Whoop.
WOOPAS.
Did
Whoopas.
you catch that the ship at the end looked a lot like the Outrider? So I was wondering if Dash Rendar was in there.
Yes, I did. I like that a lot.
I did love that design of that ship. Oh, that's a cool looking ship. Yeah.
I did. I like that a lot. But yeah, the little creature's name was whoop ass.
He was pretty cool.
So look, you guys, here it's coming along.
Yeah, overall for me, I liked it. It was short, sweet, a little cutesy. Not
But
my
you're right. Sound was really important for this one because there was a lot of music, a lot of distinct sounds from the composer. So I think the composer Towa Tei was really important for this episode.
Yeah.
So, and the other one, music was important for this one was definitely very important. The music was, and all the distinct sounds, because even Tortu, the droid, had a lot of distinct sounds too.
Mm-hmm.
And they were very inspired by droid speak, like binary droid speak, like R2D2.
Yeah.
And Whoop Ass had a lot more like pastoral folk sounds. So that was pretty cool.
So he had like force abilities, right? Wumpas?
Yes.
So I couldn't tell if it was just like maybe his species. I mean, they don't really explain it, obviously. It was his species or he's individually has force powers. Maybe that's why he's the only one left alive. But yeah, the Imperials are pretty aggressive too. They just see them just start opening fire. They don't like even ask questions or nothing. So it's a little
Right.
Yeah, a little sad for him and his little family. Or
well, he was the only one left, right?
Yeah,
he killed them all, so she rescued him.
Sad, yeah.
That was really sad. And then Queen's Last Stand Against the Empire is heavily inspired by, it says tokusatsu, transformation shows, which is something very Japanese. And then for this sequence, Kobayashi drew on his experience working on Japanese film and animation, but also his appreciation to Joe Johnston and his work on the AT-AT walkers in The Empire Strikes Back. And if you play the video from StarWars.com, they also call them AT-ATs on there too. So if you don't know what an AT-AT is,
they say it in this, but this isn't, like we said, this isn't canon.
You shut up.
It's not canon.
But the AT-ATs are canon.
No,
so look, here's a crane. I just finished folding it. Here's the other part goes up. And this is the beak. So there you have it.
That's a crane, huh?
All it takes is a little puff down a little butt.
There you go. There you
There's
go.
the crane.
Look at Mikey.
I gotta make 990 more.
999 more, and I'll get my wish. So I wish that all my friends have good health. So, yeah. So I was really happy to see that because do you remember this from the episode when she finds one on the she goes in and she sees one.
Yeah.
And so that's a clue. When I saw like, oh hey, so I was like seeing that. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the trivia. So I'll go ahead and share. So another nod to existing lore, Whoopas is an adorable and brave little warrior, not unlike the Ewoks of Star Wars. And that was their intention, to make him kind of like the Ewoks from Return of the Jedi. And his design was inspired by what a baby Gigoran might look like.
What is a Gigoran? I gotta look that up.
He is cute, but see how when she reaches out to hold his little hand, it's like when Leia reaches out to touch the Ewok's hand in Return of the Jedi. So cute. And then here, although Hoth is the most recognizable snowy Star Wars world, the planet in The Song of Four Wings was inspired by director Hiroyasu Kobayashi's upbringing in the snow country region of Japan. So pretty cool. And here you can see the goggles look a lot like Rey's goggles, right?
Yeah.
And here's some other influences. The Song of Four Wings concept artist Kang Lee was also the concept artist for Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and The Mandalorian Season 2. So a lot of influences there. So Kang Lee, pretty awesome.
I did want to say though, I like the art in this one better than the first one. I know they're obviously different styles.
It's a different style. Oh, yeah. And look, Whoopas has a little crane, just like the one I just made. See?
Oh yeah, man, that's little on my screen. I see it now. The orange one or red one. Yeah.
A little orange one, yep. So, and then the last slide, Crane, the warrior princess, draws inspiration from other beloved Star Wars characters with a Defender blaster pistol like Princess Leia's and scavenger gear like Rey's goggles. So, pretty cool.
Very cool.
So, all right. What did you guys think about this episode? It was an original for
yes,
season
it was. 3. I liked everything about it except I said a little cutesy, but I'm still gonna, if I were to rate, it's still gonna rate it pretty high. I'd say probably like a 4. Yeah, I still enjoyed it. I would like to see a little bit more risk on their side. I feel like it was almost too easy for her. Like the last one, he actually gets stabbed. He gets defeated actually the first time. This one's almost like too easy for her. They're attacked with walkers, and she just takes off. It's pretty. That's the one thing about it that you could have made a little bit better. But they were short, so they had to keep.
Yeah, it was like 11 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it was really short.
I love the animation. Just definitely cool.
All right, you want to stop sharing, John?
Nope. I'll keep sharing.
Please. Thank you.
I have to keep doing this every time.
I give it. I liked it a lot, and because it did have the little crane that I love making, it took me back to my childhood. I give it 4.5 stars. 4.5 holocrons.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing holocrons, not stars.
Yes, 4.5 holocrons, and I do love cutesy because I'm a preschool teacher at heart. So there you have it, Bryce.
I'm with you, Mike.
Yeah,
I think we all. Oh, I said 4. Yeah.
Yeah, you said 4. Yeah, it's just like it was a little crazy that it was so short.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see if they gave them each different allotted times. It's because to me, this isn't on TV. This is on a streaming service. You have technically infinity amount of time. So interesting to that they made them different lengths. Now I don't know if they were told
that could
keep them short.
that could be like within that specific team's like wheelhouse, like 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 the people that worked on the Ninth Jedi, right? Like that's the next one that was 24 minutes, and you have the varying, but the people that probably worked on that probably are just used to compacting the story in that amount of time. Would be my guess. Because you're right, they would have however long they really want within a certain realm, but that particular writer and artist was probably like, well, this is what we do, and this is how we tell our stories.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I think when you're doing an animation for a certain age group, the younger the age group, the shorter the animation has to be, because younger
Yep.
children have a shorter attention span. So it seems to me like the one that second episode is really geared for a younger child, so it has to be a shorter
And
play
that's about the same time. Like when you get Young Jedi Adventures, you usually get 2 episodes within a half hour. So like
Right.
it's kind of in that
It's comparable.
same realm of
Makes sense.
attention
Yeah.
span. So
I agree. I think that's it has to do more with that. The attention span of the intended audience. I agree. All right, now we're on to the last episode. It's called The Ninth Child of Hope. And this is by production IG writer director Naoyoshi Shiotani, who created the sequel to Kenji Kayami's The Ninth Jedi. And the blurb says, pursued by Jedi hunters and blasted adrift into space, Kara encounters a seemingly abandoned ship tended to by a mysterious droid. Now, this one has familiar characters. It has a cast of Kara, Ethan, Juro, Anda, Unda, and Zima, by way of a flashback, that's her father, and Teto, the droid, among others. So in this one, Naoyoshi Shiotani inherited the writing directing responsibilities from Kenji Kamiyami. So he's not the original one who did the first episode, which was in season 1, but he's doing the sequel, which is interesting because it's somebody else taking it on.
Yeah, it is very, because it's almost like I'm making a sequel for something you made. So
right.
It's very Last Jedi.
Yes. Right. So usually it doesn't do well, but I do like the sequel. And in this follow-up, they're being pursued by Jedi hunters, and she gets blasted adrift into space, the young Jedi Kara, which, if you'll recall from the first season, which was 4 years ago, she barely escaped with her life because she took those lightsabers up to the. And now when I because I rewatched that first episode, and it looked like Starlight Beacon. I don't know if you guys rewatched it.
Yeah, definitely saw. I remember Starlight Beacon. Didn't she have something to do with the lightsabers? Like she could make them show.
They would change color, right?
Yeah.
Depending on whoever controlled it. But when she held it, it was clear because she wasn't strong in the Force yet. But now it's definitely strong green. So you can tell she's grown in the Force. And her father told her, as you get stronger in the Force, it will show your true color. And she kept saying, I wonder what color it will be, once I get older. So we can tell that she's grown stronger. And she does get blasted into space because when their ship gets shot at, there's a breach in the hull and she gets sucked out. And it was really cool how she gets like this instant like shield around her, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't just die in space, which is cool. I'm like, why didn't Leia get one of those? When she got blasted out, that would have been cool.
Too expensive.
She's only like the general of the Republic, or they couldn't afford one of those for her. But anyway, that was really cool. I like that. And but then they left her. And she's like, hey, I'm still out here.
Yeah.
Guys. They all took off.
Her. I was like, oh my God. Talk about like gotta be the scariest thing, being left and floating in space. It was like,
right.
I know. But she went into a forced trance. And I remember that from reading the books with Luke, how he did the same thing like in the EU. So that was pretty cool. Jedi can do that. They go into like a forced trance to conserve energy.
called sleeping, Mike. She went to sleep.
No, it's different.
I do forced trance down there.
Let's not talk about your forced trance.
Oh boy.
So Shiotani says it was an honor for his team to put their stamp on Kara's journey. Um, he noted that Kara seemed to be at the start of her growth in the first episode, so he got to show her progression now at the latter end of her growth. And so his story shows the moment that Kara, having gone through the events of the story of the previous one, makes the decision for herself to become a strong Jedi. Because at the beginning, she kept saying, "Oh, I can't do it. It's too hard. I'll never be a Jedi." You know, she kept complaining a lot. But in this one, she had a different. She made the decision to be a strong Jedi, and Teto's presence is key to bringing that out for her in this story.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's kind of a tragic episode. I mean,
I did cry.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
very very tragic episode.
Mhm.
I mean, she pretty much ends it by she's crying, hugging the other droid. I'm like, it's a little tragic. So.
It was
Yeah, I got
tragic.
to rewatch that one because like I was while we were doing um the duel, I had it on because I hadn't had a chance to watch it. So I gotta go back and rewatch it.
Watch this one and pay attention because it's really. I mean, I liked.
I could pick up some things like I was trying to read the closed captioning while I was going, but you could just definitely tell there was some emotion there that like reading just doesn't invoke it when you're seeing it. So
Yeah, this one I really enjoyed reading the Arabesh. So there was a lot of little Arabesh things to read. Like when Teto finds her floating in space, he's like, "What is this?" And he looks through his little binoculars and it says
yeah,
human. I'm like, "Oh, cool." And he pulls her in, right? Because he like senses what it is. And then
yeah,
when they go to find his master, who's been in that back to tank, and she's like, "Oh, that war ended like hundreds of years ago." I'm like, "Uh-oh, he's been in a back to tank for hundreds of years." That doesn't sound too good. And when she
right.
finds him and she reads the data pad, it's like it says, deceased, whatever. I'm like, oh. So I read that the
So,
Arabesh on there.
one thing I like that the Ninth Jedi has done both times now is the illusion. The alludes to there's more going on, more go on.
Yes.
Like in the first one, that's why everyone liked the Ninth Jedi. It's like, oh my god, I don't know what's really going on. So that's
Yeah.
the same thing with this. They're being hunted. You don't know by who. She's with some other people. You don't really know who they are. Now
Mm-hmm.
you're on this space station. You don't know what's going on here. Thousands of years. Who's this old master? There's so much more alluding to going on, and then at the same time, you're focused on a one child's story. So I think that's for the Ninth Jedi. I mean, again, to me, this is I want to know more. This is the only one like I'm watching. Is like I really want to know more of it, and I think it's
Yeah.
a great job at making you think that. Like I want to know. Okay, what's next for her? What's next? I'm
Well,
like,
you're not gonna have to wait too long.
is this the one that's getting a series, or is it the one that's going to get more episodes, like another episode?
This one is.
No,
This
this is
one.
getting its own series.
Yeah.
2026.
And
It
they just do
is.
a great job at making you know there's more. I mean, all of them, there's more, but you're not like, oh god, I need to know what's more. But this one really does a great job at that, and so it was my favorite one the first time around, and so I haven't watched them all yet, but so far it's my favorite one. Again, like I just want to, and yeah, at the same time, it's a simple story. She's being hunted, and she befriends a droid. She helps the droid, and then the droid helps her, and pretty much sacrifices himself to save her. And God, it's such a
I know.
heartwarming story, and like it's good. I really liked it, enjoyed it a lot.
I know. And you know what? This one has tones of like the original Star Wars, because when you saw the original Star Wars, A New Hope, there were all these questions too, because it was focusing on the story of this one boy, but all these things came up of like, oh, your father fought in the Clone Wars, but they just like alluded to all these other things, bigger things in the galaxy, but they weren't important at the time. But there
Yeah,
were all these other big stories, like, oh, all these things are going on, and there were all these questions in your mind, and they did get answered, but like 20 years later, 30 years later, right?
yeah,
But there were these big things that you could always like fantasize about, like, what is all this? And it was just like stuff that went on in your mind, but it focused on this one story of this one farm boy. Like
yeah,
this was focusing on this one girl, Kara, which is really cool. And she's out there searching for her dad.
yeah.
So it's a good story. It's very heartwarming. I like that a lot too. It's very
Yeah, I don't know
touching.
how many episodes it's supposed to be, but it's in development. It's supposed to come out sometime next year.
Next year, it's gonna be good. I
Yeah, man,
can't wait for
So
this.
series has less than 8 now, so I'm gonna hope for 8 or more. That'd be nice.
I'd probably say to probably follow it'll probably follow the 8-9 episode that we're getting per season of Visions.
I'm gonna pray they do it like Andor and give us more. Because whenever they've done more episodes, it's better. If
I also
something's
wouldn't
really
be
good, they can give
shocked
us
if it was
more.
only 6. You know,
Don't say it.
like
Well, if it's 6-hour-long episodes, it wouldn't be bad.
It's
I
not.
we'll see.
They're going to be short. They're going to max like this 24.
Yeah, I don't know. Like what? So what do we have? What do we have? We have confirmed for next year: Mandalorian and Grogu, Ahsoka
Shadow
season
Lord.
2, Maul, Shadow,
Yeah.
Shadow, what's
Oh,
Shadow Lord.
that's gonna be really good though. That Maul series is
And then
excellent.
I think the Night Jedi was the 4th confirmed project.
Yeah. Well, let's go on to the trivia slides from StarWars.com. We can share now. So these are the Jedi Hunters, and they were designed with armor and headwear that's inspired by warriors from feudal Japan. That's pretty cool.
I thought they were ducks.
I know that's
They
what
do look
I
like
thought.
ducks.
Like they were like robotic Darkwing Duck.
That's
It
exactly-
does. It does look like that, but it's actually just feudal
Yeah,
Japan
They got a bill.
armor.
Yeah, I mean, you guys saw it's kind of almost like a samurai type helmet too. So
Yeah.
There could be samurai ducks, space samurai ducks.
And then concept artist gave Tedo's body plating a design reminiscent of a butler's tuxedo to reflect his characterization in the short as a ship's service
He
droid.
would have been such a great.
he also looks like he belongs in the Fantastic Four as well.
He does. He does.
He would have been such a great like sidekick for her going into her show.
I
But
know.
I get how what makes this episode so strong is the fact he has to sacrifice himself.
That made me
Yeah.
cry. Spoiler alert, by the way, if
And
you
it-
haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like the eyes, like his, the eyes and everything are so reminiscent. Like I know everyone's going to say, "Oh yeah, it's like BD1," but it's not BD1. It's Wally.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
Wally.
Wally.
Yeah.
I thought Wally right away too.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
But he does look like a Fantastic Four character.
But he like
Oh
he's
yeah,
very,
sure.
he's trying to defend his manager, his master. Then he finds out she's a Jedi. He totally says, "Oh, help me!" And then she does help, but he's a little sad. We find out he's dead, but he's still grateful for her help. And then kind of becomes her friend. And then because she's there for him, he sacrifices himself for her. And
I
it's just
know.
such a sweet
He-
story and sad
He
story.
saves her.
Yeah, several times when she's about to get,
I
he
know.
jumps in, gets his leg off, throws the flash bomb, and then again later.
And then he tells her, it's okay. I'm a droid. I don't have feelings. It doesn't hurt me.
It's still sad though, yeah.
Designed to repel lightsaber strikes, the Jedi Hunter's electro staffs are modeled after the weapons carried by General Grievous Magna Guards in Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool. When they started wielding, I was like, there we go.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
and that's the last slide of that for the trivia. So, all right. So, what do you guys give this last episode in your ratings?
Well, from what I saw without hearing it, I was at a 4 just based on what I was able to like decipher. That will change once I have to get a chance to go back and rewatch it.
When we review the next ones, you can tell us your final score on it.
Yeah.
No, I will because I got.
John, what do you give it?
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say a 5 because this is the one that had the stakes. Remember, I said I like the big
Yeah.
stakes. Like the second one really had none, and the first one he did get stabbed, but then it was like nothing. But he did have stakes. He get defeated and came back, so I like that. But this one was rough, man. It was like you said, she gets beat by them the first time. He comes and saves her, then sacrifices himself.
Keto dies.
Yeah. So I really liked it. I'm gonna go with 5 because also when I'm watching, it's the one that I like the most just watching. So I have to give it a 5. So
I give it 5 holocrons also. It has that flashback to the first season, and the flashback wasn't exactly the same as the first season. It actually gave a little more details, like a different vantage point.
it was a Yeah.
Yes, because I saw the first season again, the first season episode. I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's the same, but it wasn't, because this director animator redid it from his perspective. So it's
Right.
like, so that was pretty cool, because you can have like Salvador Dali does a painting, right? And then let's say that Matisse does that same Salvador Dali painting, but in his style, it won't be the same painting. So, and it was like, wow. So I got to see it from two different artists' points of views, and I really liked it because it was the same scene, but it gave me more detail, more information, and I really enjoyed it a lot because I got to see them both. I'm like, oh wow, that gave me a lot more information as a viewer. So I really love that a lot. Even though it was the same scene,
Yeah.
I felt it differently. I loved them both, but they gave me different feels. So
Right.
I really enjoyed that a lot. I felt like this guy really did an honor. He really honored the first director writer in doing his, you can tell he really did love the first one as well.
And I like the juxtapose too. Is the episode we watched just before this, she saves a little guy. It's all happy, cutesy. This time she doesn't, and so it's like and she's hugging.
And she
the other
wanted to.
droid.
And she wanted to.
That's
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how adding some tragedy in entertainment shows like that can be a good thing. It makes you feel a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's definitely entertaining.
All right. So Visions season 3.
Definitely so far enjoying it. I need to watch the rest, but it's just a busy time for me. I'm sure it's the holidays for everyone. It'll be a busy time for everyone. We will be back in 2 weeks to show the next 3 episodes. Review the next 3 episodes.
Yep.
Why
4,
in
5,
2
and
weeks?
6.
What was that?
Why in 2 weeks? Next week. Oh yeah, in 2 weeks. You're right.
Oh boy.
In 2 weeks.
Discord all over again.
Come watch our next review of episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Yes. Make sure you're following us on our new website at virtualcantinanetwork.com, as well as YouTube at Virtual Cantina Network, on Instagram at Virtual.Cantina Network, and on X at Cantina Virtual, on Twitch at Virtual Cantina Network. Just search Virtual Cantina on any platform you'll be on. You'll find us. But the
Maybe
main
I
one,
should do a little tutorial on how to fold the crane.
you should. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll do a little tutorial
No,
on how
we'll
to
do
fold your
on the
own
very
little-
last episode. Just show us we'll review. Will show us how to do a crane. Yeah.
do that. It's really quick and easy.
Yeah. Be sure to like, follow, comment, hit that little bell, all that good stuff. We love hearing from you guys. If you agree or disagree, please comment.
Visions.
We'll comment back and let you know you were wrong, or admit Mike was wrong. One of the two.
Right.
And let Jonathan know that. Let him know what an AT-AT is, since he doesn't know.
No idea. All right, guys. Anything else? Final words?
Thanks for joining us. May the
Yeah,
force be
thank
with
you.
you.
May the force be with you.
For light and life,
Bye-bye.
we are all the Republic.
Hi, this is author Timothy Zahn. You're listening to Virtual Cantina Network.